The halo effect. The belief that if someone is good looking, it is in proximity to the character. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Haire. We're going to get right into it. We're going to be talking today about pretty privilege, as you saw earlier with the halo effect in psychology. We're going to talk about pretty privilege and Love is Blind. Now, y'all know I only talk about natural hair commentary and cosplay, but I was like, I need to speak on this. Let's talk about, before we get into the show and why it is a threat to humanity, let's talk about what pretty privilege is. What pretty privilege is to me is when people like to argue with you about how attractive you are. I don't even like to say I have pretty privilege because I don't got time to argue with people. I don't. Okay, but I know I do have a proclivity for getting pushed to the front of the line. I know I do have a way of getting free drinks. I know I do have a way of being talked to like a human being. Okay, like I truly feel like people don't understand how substantially different you're treated when you're attractive and when you are not attractive. Like even from content creating and even from content creating or even from partner selection choice, like literally pretty privilege can literally make or break your Yelp review of your life experience. Like literally it's just a whole different, like pretty privilege is also another way to say I'm sorry. Like things can get forgiven. So we're gonna go couple by couple. All right, we're gonna go from best to worst. So we're gonna start with Alexa and Brennan. I feel like Brennan is, like I said, I'm just stating it how I see it. I'm not gonna go and pick on anybody because I feel like that's not fair. I don't know these people. I'm just saying what I've seen from the episodes. Brennan to me is, he's 6 feet plus, he's handsome, and I'm just saying from a perspective. I'm just stating facts before people like, oh, shut up, okay, shh, okay. Brennan is attractive. He's tall, so in a regular standpoint, he's gonna get. He benefits from, honestly, the entire cast benefits from pretty privilege, if I could say so myself. But Brennan's tall and attractive, so I feel like he's not going to really have to fight too hard to find a partner. It's mostly someone who he can vibe with or be weird with, and Alexa's also stunning as well. I just feel like with the relationship, like most of the time, when people try to be like, oh, I'm attracted to this person or this person would make a good partner long term, I was just like, y'all come from two different I go from two different lifestyles. Like Alexa was born with the gold spoon in her mouth and Brennan had to purchase one. Does that make any sense? So it's just basically like she's used to a certain lifestyle and Brennan is, he's very hardworking, that's fine. But like I said, like at the end of the day, whenever I hear of divorce or any type of separation, they say irreconcilable differences. They need to put an asterisk that says that we saw from day one, but we ignored, okay? That we saw from day one, but we ignored them because we really wanted to make it work. Like literally, most of the time when I hear these divorce stories, it's because from the initial standpoint, there's already an issue, but they ignored it. Okay, we're gonna go to our next couple. But like I said worst. We're gonna go to our next couple, to Colleen and Matt. I call him Michael because he got a little hood with it in one of the videos. But Colleen and Colleen and Matthew. I'm so sorry. Colleen and Matt, I feel like they both, I feel like Colleen especially, like I said, everybody's attractive, but I think Colleen especially benefits from pretty privilege. I feel like she just wanted to get chose, and that's perfectly fine because it's just like you had two people basically come in and say no, like Barista and Brennan both said no to her, so I can see where she's coming from. I just want to get chosen. She also I can say benefits from pretty privilege because like when you have pretty privilege, like everyone tells you you're attractive and you kind of benefit. When I say kind of, I mean a lot. You definitely benefit from being attractive because everybody basically is nice to you. Everybody who doesn't want to tell you no. Like there's been plenty of times where they'll send somebody else because they don't want to tell an attractive woman no. So I feel like the fact that once Colleen got outside of the pods and people actually saw what she looked like, and there was so much hyping up, it's just the fact that like all is forgiven. All of a sudden, she's number one for Cole. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just kind of like, for Cole to, I think I misspoke earlier, but for Cole to sit there, and I'll introduce him later on, for Cole to sit there and, you know, turn heel, all of a sudden Colleen's, all her traits that he didn't find attractive are now attractive. Because like I said, when you have pretty privilege, all is forgiven. All is forgiven. It's literally like, all is forgiven. Whatever you did wrong, you are forgiven just from your looks. Sometimes you can't even control. That's why I say, like, pretty privilege is always it's a trivial concept to speak about, because of the fact that you can't control pretty privilege. Now you can add to it, you know, like you can, you know, keep up with yourself, make sure you brush your teeth, eat your vegetables, make sure you stay in shape. But pretty privilege is something that your parents already decided. Like, you do nothing. Like, it's not like a degree you can earn. You can't earn a degree in pretty privilege. Like, you were born with it. Maybe she's born with it. Like, literally, she probably is, because that's what her parents did. Like literally pretty privilege. Like, but like I said, like, definitely rejection as someone who has pretty privilege, it hits a little bit different, because you've just been told left and right, I'm attractive. You know, it's like, and then to hear somebody say no, it's like, I think it was just like a jump into that. With Matt, I feel like pretty privilege affected his view on her as well, because he's thinking, there's no way I can trust her. Because you ever heard of the phrase that if you want a long life, never make a beautiful woman your wife? Because the fact that I feel like Matt's intimidated, because he's like, he's literally seeing in real time what he already thinks in his head. This girl's attractive. I already know for certain I'm going to have competition. I already know for certain I'm gonna have to look over my shoulder every time for whatever girl or guy is gonna try to come after my wife. So to see it in real time with Cole, definitely for sure, I guess first seeing this. And then we're gonna go to Queen Pretty Privilege. So that's Raven and SK. With their relationship, Raven, she is so stunning, honestly, like, just gorgeous. However, there is a certain level of, I can definitely say that there is a certain level of pre-existing opinions about them. Because like I said, I can even say myself, like, when I first saw Raven, I was like, she was gorgeous. And then I saw her, you know, training for the triathlon while Barista was talking about his childhood trauma. But after the fact, when she checked him, I was like, okay, she's gorgeous again. Because I'm more of like, I'm in my 30s. Let's talk about that later on. But I'm in my 30s. Like, I don't care about how people look. I care about can I stand you? Can I be around you all day? Like, can I stand you? Can I be around you all day? Like, what is your personality? Because, like, I don't care. Like, I know I did that in my 20s, where it's just like, okay, as long as they look good, friend or whatever, like, whatever relationship, that's fine enough for me. But I'm in my 30s. Like, if you can't even have a educated conversation with me, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I don't see the point of that. But I can definitely say for sure that SK knew before he was going to show that he was going to Berkeley for 2 years. Berkeley, California. He knew he was going for 2 years, but he figured his financial privilege would remedy that. And then vice versa, Raven's used to getting her way. Like, she said it before, she's used to men coming up to her. And my thing is the fact that you can definitely see how she knows she has pretty privilege, because she's, in her mind, she's like, either he's gonna be my benefit, he's gonna benefit me some way. And like I said, when you have pretty privilege, especially when there's different levels of pretty privilege. Like me, I have situational pretty privilege, which means in certain situations I can benefit in it, but in certain colorist situations I don't benefit from it, okay? Raven is what I call universal pretty privilege, okay? So where it's just like everybody finds her attractive. So I can definitely say there's different levels of it, but definitely when you have universal pretty privilege, there's a type of, how do I nicely say it? There's a type of ego that goes hand in hand with that, to where you're used to people telling you yes. You're not used to people telling you no. So now we're gonna talk about Nancy and Barista, Dave Bautista. Nancy is gorgeous in and out. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, literally just one of those people that you can tell she recycles. Like, she's just gorgeous in and out. And then to be tethered to Barista, I feel like this is nature's cruel joke, because for some reason I've noticed there's been this pattern where pure of heart gets with damaged soul. Like, it's like they're like polar opposites that unfortunately attract each other, you know. In regards to pretty privilege, I feel like Nancy is just stunning. Like, when she said, my hair is wavy, I know I need to straighten it, I was like, girl, just face card alone. But she doesn't benefit from full pretty privilege because she's not a size 2, you know. And me personally, she looks beautiful. She has a womanly shape to her. Not saying if you're skinny you're not womanly, but she has a beautiful shape to her. But she's not, you know, I'm trying to say, she's not really tall, she's not really, you know, slim. So it's just like, she looks gorgeous to me, right? But like I said, like, she doesn't get to benefit from full pretty privilege because of the fact that she is not the typical Latina that would have the universal pretty privilege, okay? Like someone like Ana de Armas, she's like really slim. So it's just kind of like, I know that she doesn't get to benefit from the full amount. And that's where Barista and his insecurity and his mouth comes in, where he feels like he can come in and basically be like, oh, well, you're not really, you know, what I would, you know, typically pick. I was just like, and what would you typically pick? You have options? Excuse me? So, Barista is what I would consider like the typical, like, you go, like, he's that person that drops the weights at the gym. He's that person. So he's that person that drops the weights at the gym and grunts afterwards. That's definitely Barista. I personally, when I first saw him, I didn't really find him attractive, and then he just became uglier over time. You know, the back of his haircut just really irritates me because it looks like he kept his headphones there for the last 3 seasons. So me personally, he's one of those people where, like, he benefits from tall man privilege, and then he also benefits from, you don't really know what he is, so he's considered exotic, right? So I feel like with him, he benefits from that, where he feels like, I can be toxic because I have options. And I truly feel like that's like the downside of pretty privilege, is that people definitely twist it to where it excuses bad behavior. You know, like, he feels like, I don't really have to act correctly or come with morals because of the fact that, like, I'm considered attracted by so many people just for me being tall, and then me being like conventionally attractive. I don't know what convention this is at, but with him being conventionally attractive. But like I said, he definitely benefits from that. And then we're going to go to our last couple, Zainab and Cole. First of all, before I even start, Zainab's face card doesn't even make any sense. Like, that is like, her face alone is just stunning. Like, her face alone. Cole looks like that one guy in a group Cole looks like the one guy on a group project that says he's gonna help but doesn't show up to the last day just to put his name on the paper. That's what he looks like. He's not attractive to me, but that could be because I don't like his personality. Once I don't like your personality, I'm pretty much done with you. But I can definitely say for sure that, like, Zainab's face card, it's not even a competition. There is no competition. Like, her face card alone is gorgeous. But however, Zainab doesn't get to benefit from full pretty privilege because she's not slim. You know, she, like, and like I said, I think we talked about skinny. Oh, it was on my TikTok. I think we talked about 90% of pretty privilege is being skinny. Did you know that? Fun fact. It is, because the fact that even if they don't even look at how you look, like the fact that you're slim, you already get to benefit from skinny girl privilege. Just want to let you know. So with Zainab has more fuller hips, baby making hips. Sorry, I be trying to impregnate everybody. She has baby making hips, so I feel like she's more, I would say in that aspect, I would definitely say that she's more curvier. But I can definitely say for sure, like, I really want my solution. I really want for the next season for them to have a variety of looks, because I don't want to sit there and say they need to have people who aren't attractive. I'm not saying that. I was like, I just want variety, because in the real world, of course, I always push for a personality match, because when you both are wrinkly and old, can you deal with this person all day, right? But I would definitely say, for the future Love is Blind season 17, whatever, I would definitely say, like, can we push for the average American? Like, there's a reason why attractive people stick out so much, because the average American is the average American, male or female. And I think it would be more, when the conversations would be a little bit more intelligent if you had somebody who was more average. Because no offense, but when you don't have pretty privilege, you develop other things. Like, they're funnier, the personality is much better. And like I was saying, I'm not trying to sit here and say that, but like, most of the time, like me, I benefited from ugly duckling and swan syndrome, to where I wasn't always attractive, so I had time to develop jokes, be funny, stick to the books. Like, when you're attractive, people are constantly telling you you're attractive. You don't fix nothing else. Why should I talk when me breathing is enough? Like, you know. But I would definitely say for the next season, I really hope for certain, I hope for the next season that they push for more variety in looks. Like, we're not gonna just have one plus size, which they said Alexa's plus size. Alexa's is not plus size. Alexa looks good. She looks like a goddess, okay? I want more plus size. I want short. I want tall. I want big. I want small. You know, like, I want variety. Like the average American, I feel like it's just like they're casting it, but I don't know if I was allowed to say that.